Hey everybody, welcome to this video training. It's Lee Henkin here, and today we're going to be going through how to write cold emails guaranteed to get responses using the WPS framework. Okay, so looking forward to teaching you guys all about this so you can start getting results from your cold email outreach. So why do we want to use cold email? Well, today it is still a very effective but underrated source of business leads, okay? A lot of B2B companies are doing it, from at least my experience, but most really aren't doing it very well, which I'm going to go into reasons why as we get into this training as well. However, one of the most common reasons why a lot of B2B companies and salespeople struggle to get results from cold email outreach is because of the messaging that's in the emails itself, okay? And this framework I'm going to be teaching you today, the WPS framework, will solve that for you once and for all, because it's very easily adaptable to any business and target market, as you will see very soon. So what we're going to be covering, so we're going to start off with a few of the key sort of mistakes a lot of B2B professionals are making when they're actually constructing their email copy. And then we're going to dive into the WPS framework and just explain how that works so you can get responses every single week when you send out your cold emails. All right, so short and sweet, a few of the biggest mistakes that I often see, because I also get cold emails a lot in addition to actually doing it for clients, is way too long. Okay, so it's crazy. Like, you don't want to be sending a mini essay length cold email. Okay, reality is, when you're reaching out cold to someone via an email, as in they've never heard of you before, it's their first exposure to you, your business, they're just not going to read a very long message. Different if you already know someone, then they're probably going to read it. But for someone who's never heard of you before, they're just not going to read a really long email. So, if your emails are way too long, it's probably because you just don't really understand what should be going into the message that would be persuasive enough to actually generate interest, okay? Poor match to the target prospect, okay? So you want to make sure that your targeting is on point, okay? And by that I mean you need to be very clear on who you're targeting, and then build out a list of contacts that specifically matches who your ideal client profile is. If it doesn't do that, it's going to be very hard to create a message that is in alignment with that target prospect, okay? So this is super important. If there is a mismatch between the prospect and the message you're sending, you will not get responses. So really important that you're clear on who you're going to be targeting, on who your ideal client profile is, and build out a list of prospects that actually matches that. Okay. Third, doesn't arouse intrigue or curiosity. This is usually a result of not being able to communicate effectively, like the benefits, the results, the outcomes that your product or service provides, okay? In order to create intrigue and curiosity with your email message, you need to be very clear on whatever you're selling will do for that prospect. How is it going to help them? How will it solve their problem? How will it make their life easier? What will it do for them specifically? What results, outcomes will it give them? So they're the things, if you get clear on that and then communicate that, that will get interest, it will get attention, it will arouse their curiosity. But if you don't do that, if you just communicate boring features, you're not going to arouse intrigue or curiosity. However, most people are doing exactly that. They're just trying to sell features or talk about themselves, okay? So the last thing, trying to sell their product or service in the first email. You don't want to be selling your offer straight up. Okay, you want to sell the result, the outcomes, and like the benefits, like what it does, but you don't want to be selling the actual service or product yet. Okay, because the reality is people don't really give a shit, to be honest. You don't actually sell the product or service until you get them on the phone. All right, so that's it for that. Um, Before I move on to the actual WPS framework, I thought I should cover this. What is the goal of cold email message? Depends who you ask, but in my opinion, there's literally just one singular goal, and that's to get an interested response. You're not trying to do anything but get an interested response, okay? Because you can't sell until you get an interested response. So this should always be the very first step. Get them replying, interested in what you're selling, what you've got to offer. That is the goal. Then you try and move the conversation into a booked phone call, or if you're doing sort of local business, into a in-person meeting, something like that. All right. So the WPS framework, what is this and how does it work? This is the stuff you should be using to create your cold email message. And if you do this, you will not be experiencing these mistakes here anymore. I can promise you, okay? This will solve that problem for you, all right? And it's easy to adapt to any business and target market. So what is it? This framework is based around proven lead generation and direct marketing fundamentals. So the W stands for the who, P stands for the problem, the S stands for the solution. All right, so we're going to unpack this in a bit more detail. So who is your target market? So before you even try to write your email sequence, you need to be doing this. Go through this WPS framework, okay? Actually get out a piece of paper or a Google Doc and do this stuff. Like, who is your target market specifically? Okay, what size company are they? What is their industry? What's their annual revenue like? Are they a CEO? Are they a sales director? Are they a supply manager? Are they a director of IT and cybersecurity? Like, who are they? Who is your target market? Get very clear and specific on it, okay? What is their problems, okay? What's the biggest challenge or problem they're experiencing right now, okay? How long have they been trying to solve this problem for? How does this problem affect their life or their business? Okay, so go deep with this stuff. Actually write this stuff out, research it. This is all a part of being able to form that ideal client profile, okay? Solution. Okay, so what are you selling that's going to solve that problem and challenge for them, okay? What results and outcomes does your solution give them? How does it make their life easier or their business easier and more effective? Like, what does it do for them? How does it transform, what they're doing into a like positive result and outcome? This is the sort of stuff you need to be thinking about, okay? And your entire cold email message needs to be constructed around this WPS framework. If you're clear on this stuff, okay, if you're clear on the who, if you're clear on the problem, if you're clear on the solution, you actually write this stuff out, there will be very minimal challenges for you in being able to create a cold email message that gets interest, attention, and responses, booked appointments in your calendar. This process, this framework, is what's going to get responses. It's what you can use to, and you can adapt this to any business and target market. And the reason you can adapt this framework to any business or target market is it's principles based. It's not a tactical thing. It's based around principles, it's based around understanding who your ideal client is and how the solution you have is basically the stepping stone to getting what they want, or to helping them get what they want, like framing your product or service as the ideal solution for them, okay? So that's basically how it works, and I'll give you right now, since we're almost finished, an example of this in action. Okay, so this is a campaign I'm running right now. So I want to just demonstrate these principles here, the who, problem, solution in a cold email. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I'm just introducing myself, okay? Pretty standard stuff there, nothing complex at all, just to make the email a bit more personal. But these sentences here, okay, down here, and here is where the magic works, okay? So the who are they? Well, here you can see here, exclusive partner for PR, comms and creative agencies. The problem, to help them get 2 to 8 sales appointments weekly and keep a consistently full sales pipeline. That targets the problem they have. The problem is they don't get enough booked sales appointments with their ideal clients. The problem is their pipeline is not always full because because my ideal clients are mostly relying on referrals, networking events, word of mouth. Okay, so this is constructed around who my ideal client profile is. So don't just copy and paste this because it's not going to work unless your ideal client is exactly my ideal client. Okay, and this is why, if I go off on a bit of a tangent for the moment, this is why copy and pasting is scripts and templates is mostly just bullshit, because it's always those templates and scripts are specific to a specific group of people that business targeted, okay? So whereas this framework I've showed you, this is a principles-based framework that you can adapt to your business and target market, right? So it's the who. It's specific to this. All these problems I'm talking about here are specific to PR, comms and creative agencies, a specific group of PR, comms and creative agencies, all right? So it's targeting the who. It's targeting the problem and the solution, okay? I'm telling them the problem and the solution in the same bloody sentence, what I'm going to do for them, how it's going to help them. Okay, then here I've put in a bit of social proof, okay? So this is just to add credibility to my claim, because what I'm here doing is I'm making a claim, and so I want to back up that claim with a bit of social proof or credibility booster, basically. And again here, just telling them reason for them is I'm looking to partner to help them generate a steady pipeline of new business opportunities. Okay, I'm telling them the solution, what I'm going to give them. It's going to give them more new business opportunities. All right, and again, this is the call to action. If I could help you win more business despite all this coronavirus madness at the moment, would you be open to a quick chat about how a partnership arrangement could work? Okay, so again, I'm highlighting the solution here. It's to win more business, okay? So the whole message is constructed with this WPS framework in mind. And when you construct your cold email message using this framework, you will arouse curiosity and interest in those ideal clients, okay, who are actually interested in solving that problem, okay, because not everyone you reach out to is actually looking to solve their problem. Some people just, have different levels of awareness and sophistication around their problems, okay? But the ones who have a high level of awareness of the problem, they're going to reply to this, or they're going to just book an appointment in their calendar, okay? Because basically your cold email message, it's like a filter. You put it out into the marketplace, the message that's following this framework, and it's filtering through that list of prospects, the ones who are interested and not interested. All right, so hopefully that's all clear, guys. So just a couple final things. Make sure you keep your email copy short and sweet, straight to the point, full of benefits. Okay, if you follow this WPS framework, you can't go wrong, I'm telling you. But it all starts with, getting clear on the who, the problem, and the solution. So if you haven't gotten out a piece of paper and written all this stuff out, you haven't actually researched it, you're probably not going to be able to create a very good cold email. Okay, but once you do get clear on this stuff, you can create a custom message specifically for that group of people. Okay, it's not about copy and pasting, because that doesn't work. It's about creating a 100% custom message that's specific to a group of people in your market who have a specific set of problems, and you have a specific solution for solving those problems. All right, if you utilize this framework, you literally can't go wrong. So hopefully that helps, guys. You can use that framework to actually create effective cold email outreach messaging that will get responses and booked appointments on your calendar. All right, if you've got any comments, drop them below and I'll get back to you.